Hello everybody, my name is Scomicmaker and welcome back to another episode of Free Draw Friday. So, guys, we did it! We made it to 1,000. I'm so thankful and so excited. I'll talk a little bit more about it in a second, but I want to jump into what we're going to draw today. To thank you guys, I'm going to draw a little me surrounded by 1,000 hearts. A heart representing each one of you guys, and seriously, I can't thank you enough for us getting here. So I'm going to draw it in this giant Rendr Sketchbook. This is the one that we've been working on this channel. So as you can see, it fits inside there, so it is much bigger, 11 by 14. So we are going to crack into this. Let's go. So I spent a while trying to decide what I was going to do for my 1,000 subscriber video, and while I was thinking, I just kept going back to how much thought and appreciation I have for the YouTube artist community and all of you guys. Being able to talk with you all in the comments of my videos every week and interact with you and your characters is really what I look forward to the most on Fridays. Because I kept thinking of love, my ideas kept staying around hearts, and it seemed like the most simple and appropriate way to show my thanks to all of you. So I decided in the end to draw my character falling into a huge pile of hearts. I really wanted to draw something that represented each one of you, so I made sure to number each of the hearts as I went along. Well, let's be real. 1, to make sure I was keeping up with the amount of hearts that I was drawing, and 2, to make sure you all knew that each of your subscriptions was really important to me. Actually, if you know what number you were, or around what number you were when you subscribed, leave a comment with your number below. I'm super curious to see what number you are. I'll make sure to respond to you with a thank you and a bunch of hearts. So, real time. How long did this take me to do? Because it's a lot, right? I actually worked on this drawing for 3 separate days. 1 for drawing, 1 for inking, and 1 for coloring. And after I put all the footage together, I worked on this drawing for a total of 4 hours. I really wanted to make something that took a lot of time and showed you all how thankful I am. It's been a long time since I made something this big or with this much detail, and I really enjoyed every second of it. It was a little difficult to find the time in between working and doing Inktober every day, but I managed to pull it off somehow, and I'm really proud of this piece. I think the thing that took the longest on this drawing actually was the inking. I'm actually pretty fast at drawing, and I was able to draw and number the whole thing pretty fast, but outlining all the details really took some time because I had to make sure that as I was doing, like, especially the smaller hearts, that I was getting in and getting all the details and that I wasn't missing any of them. But it was worth it in the end. I especially like the ending where after I've colored everything, I actually add shadows underneath a bunch of the hearts, especially like some of the bigger ones, so that it really makes some of them look like they're popping out or that like they're 3D, which is, I don't know, I think it looks super cool. Now on to some more specific thank yous. I wanted to say thank you to all the new art friends that I made recently in the past couple weeks that put me over 1,000. Thank you so much for giving my channel a shot. But I really wanted to thank everyone who has been here since the very beginning and have been watching and commenting since I started this channel in January. In under a year, I have made some really wonderful friends here, and I am so grateful to have met you all. In a little bit of some side story to how I started this channel, I thought I'd talk about it a little bit as like a, 1,000 subscriber special thing. I actually had the Scomicmaker YouTube account for quite some time. I've used this name for a couple of years, but in fact, according to YouTube, I've had this account since like April 27th, I think, April 27th, 2015. It would be 2.5 years or so. Yeah, because if it was April, 2.5 years before I ever posted anything on the site. And really at the time, that I made this account, I was more like hopeful to do something here. But I barely posted in my art at all in general, like on any platform. I have an account on DeviantArt, and that's kind of where I was active, gosh, since I was a kid in like 2013. I started, no, not 2013. Oh my gosh, 2003. I have had my DeviantArt account since forever, I think. I think that's when I started posting there, but, gosh, I haven't posted anything recently in a long time. I was in a really bad place with my art about 2 years ago and was just feeling uninspired and unmotivated to create. I would make some things if I watched a cartoon or a show that I really liked. Sometimes I'd make some fan art about it, and I'd post very, very rarely, maybe once every couple months. But I wasn't drawing regularly. I wasn't sketching regularly. I would carry sketchbooks around with me everywhere, but never put anything in them. But then I kept remembering that, like, when I was a kid, gosh, I made so much art. I was making full-page illustrations, I was making comics, writing stories, practicing digital art, trying animation. I was ambitious, and I didn't care if my art looked bad. I just wanted so badly to make something that I was just making. I was making all the time. And I would say up until maybe a year or so into college, I was probably the most prolific I've ever been. And I know obviously as a kid you have more time, but like I really missed that. I really missed making things all the time. As I got older and focused on college, obviously, and getting a decent job, I really, really lost that. And for me, being an artist or making art was who I was. Like I not to say that I wasn't smart. Like I was really good in like history or English class and things like that. But where I wanted to be more than anything was like in front of a sketchbook and drawing or painting or something. And you know, I have a tendency, and I'm sure some of you guys do too. I have a one-track mind, and I can really truly only focus on one thing at a time. I can multitask, but like if I'm focusing on college, my brain tells me you should be doing nothing but focus on your studies. You should be studying, you should be working on your stuff. And I did art, I studied fine arts in college, but I really focused on all that. I didn't do anything for myself. I didn't do any art for myself because I really thought if I wanted to succeed and do well in that, I needed to focus on it. And it's the same thing in my career, like being an art teacher. I needed to focus on that and nothing else. And I really believe that I just didn't have time because I was focused on finishing all that stuff. But I think my husband realized that I was losing myself, and I was falling into kind of an art depression. I desperately wanted to make something, but any time that I sat in front of a piece of paper with a pencil, I just really felt lost. Then last Christmas, 2017, my husband bought me a camera and tried to encourage me to just draw and see what happens. Later on, after working on videos for quite some time, he actually confessed that he didn't know if I would actually do it or make anything, but he was hopeful for it. I would look at that camera all the time and feel hopeful, but I had no idea how to edit or voiceover or make thumbnails or do anything, and the idea of starting that was really overwhelming for me. I didn't know how I would start, and I just kept thinking there was so much more work to do to start something like this than it was to just focus on what I was already doing with work. But then I remember one night I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw so bad, and I didn't care what it was. But I knew I wanted to create. And so one day when my husband was working late, it was really just me by myself, and I made the decision, and I just sat down and I started recording. And later on, I looked up tutorials on how to edit. I downloaded some free editing programs and some free drawing programs, and I just started fiddling around with things, and I posted my first video. And I've learned a lot since then, and I've done a lot more. I've like learned other programs and learned a lot more about editing and things like that, but it was one step at a time, and I realized that that's kind of how I have to start, one step at a time. I told myself that if I was going to do this, I was going to do it because I wanted to do something for me. I wanted to be creative for myself, not for views or money, but because I wanted to enjoy art again and I wanted to make comics. I was going to make whatever I wanted, and I was going to start small, and starting small is okay. I didn't need to be ambitious and make huge videos. I told myself I'm just going to post once a week. I'm going to try at least to post once a week and just see what happens. I watched tutorials and tried out different programs, like I said, and in a lot of my free time, I kind of tried to figure out how YouTube worked. And the best and most surprising thing about it is that you guys liked it and you kept coming back and you were leaving comments, like so many amazing comments. It made me want to reach out to you and to other artists. And so I started commenting on other people's videos. And as I did, people would come back and forth to my channel and I'd go to theirs. And I met so many amazing artists because of it, and you all slowly kept joining and supporting my channel, and it honestly means so much to me. And I know that 1,000 is obviously like huge in the grand scheme of things, but compared to where I was a year ago, I mean, it hasn't even been a year since I started. Compared to a year ago, I feel like a completely different person. I feel like I'm a different version of myself. I know that sounds dumb. And I know 1,000 isn't, like I said, a big deal, but it is to me because I started working and drawing again in a time where I didn't know if I wanted to do this anymore. So, thank you guys. It's so silly, I'm sorry. Thank you. Ooh, okay, sorry. I can't think of any other crazy or expressive words to say except thank you. It's creating on this platform that has really brought my love of art back and has made me want to be creative again. For me and for all of you. So thank you. So what's next for this channel? Well, in January, we will actually be hitting 1 year, which is crazy. Unintentionally, this channel sort of became a New Year's resolution to keep up with for me. When I first started, I still had my once a week videos, and then once a month I would do like a graphic novel fan art review. Gosh, that was so long ago. I haven't done that in a while as well. I had to put that on hold because I had work related stuff I had to catch up on, but I'm hoping to bring those back again in January. Graphic novels and comics are actually one of the other reasons that I really dived back into my art and have really made me want to make comics again. I still do have my webcomic on Webtoons called A Day at a Time, but I had to take a little break recently on that as well. There will be updates coming back if you were curious about that too. What I would like to know from all of you is, what are some things that you would like to see more of on this channel? Do you want to see some how to draw videos? Do you want to see me do some more challenge videos? Would you like me to try some new art supplies, or to do more stuff like the graphic novel fan art reviews? Maybe I could do that on Friday. All of your input really helps me to become a better creator and challenges me to try different things. So don't be shy to leave a comment down below for me. Well, that's it for me. Gosh, 1,000 hearts, one for each of you amazing friends I've made this past year. Sorry again that I got so emotional. Once again, I'm so grateful and thankful for all of you guys helping me and finding love in art again and supporting what I do. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I hope that we can draw together again soon. Bye, guys.